Today's video is gonna be a really chatty one, guys. So absolutely stop now, grab a snack, grab a cup of tea, and get ready because I'm gonna be updating you on a lot of things that have been going on with me, as well as some of the things that I have in the works and my plans for the future. So if you're interested in that, keep watching. In case you guys are wondering, it's bay leaf and lemongrass from my grandmother's garden in Trinidad, as well as a little bit of cinnamon and some vanilla, because those things just feel so comforting to me, and some almond milk. That's what it is. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I can't tell you how good it feels to be able to sit down and have a chat with you guys. I've been meaning to do this for a while. We all know I've never been a really prolific YouTuber. I've never been the person who put out a video every week or 2 videos every week or anything like that. In the time when I was producing the most videos, I might be putting out like a video every month or something like that. That's always kind of been my pace, but I definitely did disappear there for a while, and I wanted to come today and kind of talk about what that was about, what was going on, and what are the things that might be changing in the near future. I have a small channel and a small community. Those of you who do watch my videos regularly, you are so loyal, and I can't tell you how grateful I am for that. And I felt like I needed to come and sort of address my absence, not just from my channel but from your channels, because a lot of my YouTube community, a lot of my friends on YouTube are also content creators, and it's one thing for me to disappear in general from my channel, but why did I disappear from your channels? Why haven't I been there? I really wanted to address that. Sidebar: if you do follow me on Instagram, you know that although I did disappear from YouTube, I did not disappear from Instagram. Instagram is a little bit different because it's really easy to sort of pretend like everything is all right on Instagram and only show a little part of your life. So I was still active there, and you would have been more or less up to date with what was going on with me if you did follow me there. If you don't follow me on Instagram, the link is in my description box, so click it, follow me. I do post on Instagram pretty regularly. But anyway, a lot of you guys were there for the journey, have been here right from the start, and know that in 2015, between 2015 and 2016, I packed up my life, left my home country of Trinidad and Tobago, and moved to the UK with my husband. A lot of you guys would have been aware of that, and there was so much upheaval in my life at that time between moving, starting everything over from scratch, looking for a new job. I did a video about that already on my channel, and you guys would have seen it. It was quite a struggle, and so I was hoping that once things settled down, I would be able to be here for you and provide regular and useful content on a regular basis. And build friendships and build community and all of that, because I really needed it at the time. I was brand new in a new environment, and that's kind of how I was hoping that things would go. But things never go exactly the way you plan. So in 2016, here I am, brand new, living in the UK, and my husband and I purchased a house. That was super exciting, but also extremely stressful, of course, especially because we purchased a fixer-upper. And there was so much work to be done in this house. I can't even begin to tell you all of the things that we had to do. We had to pretty much rip the house apart and start over from scratch. And it meant that when we moved in, so this would have been at the end of 2016 and going into 2017, I also didn't have a filming space. You'll notice if you go back and you look at my channel, all of my videos from around that period of time are pretty much videos where you don't see my face. You just see my hands. I didn't have anywhere to film. I didn't have any background, that was appropriate for filming videos. And it really kind of stressed me out, and it limited the kind of content that I could produce right after I moved into the house. But I wasn't too worried because I was excited. I was like, I'm going to be able to show you guys my renovation vlogs and all of that. And I was filming content for you guys. I never forgot you. Life got in the way because the next thing that happened, now this is in 2017, I was diagnosed with a chronic condition. It was a condition that I had but hadn't been aware of. Now this is 2017, and you guys might know in 2017 I was 31, and it's usually kind of at that kind of age when you start to get comfortable with yourself and who you are as an adult. You're no longer sort of finding yourself. You get comfortable with your body. You get over a lot of the hang-ups that you had in your teens and in your 20s. And so it was really a blow to me to find out about this condition when I was 31, because it really changed my relationship with my body, and I started to feel like my body was betraying me. I felt very confused, very scared. I had to reassess a lot of my habits. I wasn't living in the healthiest possible way, and I really had to come to grips with the fact that I was not just gonna live forever. I was not invincible, and things were going wrong, and it was scary. I also had to sort of reassess what my plans were for the future and for my life. Now, before any of you get worried, because I know some of you will be, especially because I haven't said exactly what it is, it's not life-threatening. It's not something that causes me too much difficulty in life, but it's something that I have to be aware of, and it's something that means that my life can't look exactly the way I had expected it to. So it was really something that I was coming to grips with in 2017, and it was a really difficult period. I went from being a fairly confident, fairly happy person to really questioning a lot of things and not being in a good psychological place. I was really in a place where I felt alone and scared, and I was feeling my own mortality. I know it sounds melodramatic, but that's what was going on with me. I was feeling like, wow, I have to be so careful because I'm not going to live forever. And I've not been doing the right things with my life, and that was something that I was facing in 2017. And in the midst of all of this, and right from the start, pretty much, since I began my channel, I had an additional challenge, which I never spoke about, but I can talk about now because my situation has changed a little bit. And that's the fact that I was not in a supportive environment when it came to my content creation on all of my social media, my blog, my Instagram, and my YouTube in particular. If you film videos, it is not an easy process. It takes a lot of planning, it takes a lot of preparation, and it takes a lot of just work between actually filming the video and editing it and doing the thumbnail and doing all of the things for the description box and all of these things. It takes a lot of time. It takes hours. It can be like an 8-hour work day just to produce a YouTube video, or even longer depending on the video that you're trying to produce. So it takes a lot of time, and I kind of was in a place where I felt like anything that I wanted to do that was not productive, that wasn't about me learning something or working and getting paid or anything, if it was just a hobby but it was time consuming, I felt like I had to justify the fact that I could spend an entire Saturday doing this or something. I felt like I wasn't allowed to do something just for my own pleasure, just because it makes me feel good, it makes me feel fulfilled. I felt like that was not allowed. So I sort of had to sneak and film really quickly when I had a moment to myself, and then try and make sure that the editing happened really, really fast. And it was the time when I most needed a creative outlet, creating things, be it writing or vlogging or taking pictures or scrapbooking and decorating my planner. Just creating in general is so rewarding to me and feels so fulfilling, and is such an important thing in my life when it comes to releasing stress and tension and feeling like I didn't have absolute freedom to do that as much as I wanted. was really rough for me. Here I am living in this house that's in construction. I don't have a background. I don't have a supportive environment where people are understanding of my desire to create content and the fact that I'm only doing this as a hobby. I'm not getting paid for it, and that is okay with me. And then I'm also having my own issues with my health that sort of put me in a frame of mind where I didn't really want to come and show myself to people. I was not really loving myself right then. I was trying to come to grips with what was going on in my body, and it was rough. It was a difficult period, and it was all compounded by the fact that simultaneously my marriage was collapsing. And that's not something that I'm going to go into any detail about. You know, I feel like it is useful to talk about these things sometimes, to let other people know that we all go through them. But I don't really want to go into any detail about that. But as you can imagine, that was devastating for me. So the last thing that I wanted to do was to come on YouTube, smile, pretend everything was okay, talk to you about the best way to plan a trip as a solopreneur, or how to become a global nomad, or look at the things that I bought at the thrift store. That was just not the mental place that I was in. And I guess by now you guys can understand. I mean, here I am. I have moved to a new country, packed up my life, left my family, left my friends, starting everything over from scratch. Less than a year later, I'm moving into a new house, starting construction, starting a new job, all of these things, these stresses, then my health and all of that. I feel like by now you kind of get why I was struggling to create content for you guys. But what I still haven't explained is, why was I not at least interacting with you guys? Why was I not messaging? Why was I not coming to your socials and checking you out and saying hi? And it really boils down to one thing. The simplest way that I can put it is that I felt inadequate. I felt huge feelings of inadequacy. Everybody knows. Like, I'm not trying to get famous with my channel. I'm not trying to earn money. This is just something that I do for fun, but I want to do it well. I want everything that I do, I try and do it well. And one of the main things that everyone knows is that if you're going to run a YouTube channel, if you're going to have a blog or anything you want to do, if you want to succeed at it, you have to be consistent. People tell you all the time how important consistency is.
Consistency, this is a huge
You're going to have to make sure that you have consistency. You have
consistency. If you actually want to grow your YouTube channel, you have to be consistent on the platform.
You need to show up. You need to be punctual and you need to be consistent.
Lastly, we can't emphasize enough about consistency.
Is to be consistent. You gotta be consistent. You gotta crank out that content, and also becoming far more consistent. I think becoming a bit more consistent and uploading twice a week.
Fundamental number 4, consistency. Consistency is critical to a channel's success.
Every month would pass and it would just not be something that I would manage. I would not be able to provide content for you. And going to see my friends who were doing exactly what I wasn't managing to do made me feel even worse. You know, people come on here and they vlog their miscarriages and they talk about all of the different things that go wrong in their lives, and they talk about their divorce, and they talk about this, that, and the other, even when they're going through hard times. But here I was, unable to show myself. I really wanted to hibernate. I didn't want to see people. I just wanted to escape from the world. And finding all of my friends and all of the people who I had followed and all of the people who had interacted with me, and seeing that they were managing something that was just impossible for me, or felt impossible for me, it made me feel even worse. So I stayed away, and I wanted to apologize for that today. I wanted to apologize mostly for that. My absence, yes, but I don't think anybody in the world was like, oh my gosh, where's Jolene? We miss her so much. We can't live without a video from her. I don't think that was going through anybody's head, but I do want to say, I'm sorry I was not there for you. So here we were in 2018. I finally left the UK and moved to Belgium. And I moved to Belgium because I was already working in Belgium. and it was kind of like the last thing that I could salvage from my life. I happened to do my dream job, and I'll talk about that in future videos if you guys would like me to. But yeah, I have my dream job. It's a beautiful job. I was quite happy doing it, and it felt to me like the only thing that I could still do with everything that had been going wrong. And I once again packed up my life and moved. So I pretty much didn't come on camera at all in 2018. It was a rough year for me. It was so hard. By the end of 2018, when I made the decision to leave England, it was so lonely. It was such a difficult period in my life. When the time came, when pretty much my entire life had fallen apart, and I was getting ready to leave, nobody even said goodbye. Nobody said, oh my gosh, are you okay? We heard what happened, you know, be it when it came to my health or when it came to my relationship or anything like that. Nobody had anything to say. I literally packed up my boxes pretty much all by myself and had to figure out how to move my entire life to a new country all alone. And nobody said, you know, do you need any help? Nobody said, we hate you, good riddance. Are you happy? Are you relieved? Are you about to slit your wrists? Nobody cared. And at that time, I felt so low. I could not bring myself to put myself out there on the internet. And the last thing I needed was anything that would make me feel even worse than I was already feeling at the time. So I definitely had a period there where I pretty much disappeared. Except from Instagram, where everybody would have thought I was just living the high life and super happy. But there was a lot, there's always so much going on behind the scenes. Instagram in particular is a highlight reel of people's lives. There is always so much more going on than meets the eye, and definitely more than what you see in a couple carefully curated square pictures on a grid. So never, never, never feel bad about what's going on in your life because you see someone else who seems like they have it all together. And that's advice that I should have taken myself at the time. I was not in a place where I could come on here and give anyone else any kind of advice on anything. So I moved in 2018, and 2019 was a year that I sort of spent rebuilding myself. It was a year of self-love. It was a year of me doing all of those things that I hadn't felt free to do in the past, or that I was too stressed to do, or that I was too sad to do in the past. It was me reading if I wanted to, or writing if I wanted to, and not having to apologize for it, just being unapologetically me. I wasn't ready yet to be seen or to talk about anything. So one of the fun things that I did last year, which I'm really proud of and will also talk about in a future video if you guys are interested, is that I started writing a novel. I'm pretty much done now, so I'm almost ready to go to the editing phase and hopefully publication, who knows. But I'm so excited. I got to spend most of 2019 just working on my project and not feeling like I had to explain it, not feeling like I had to justify it. And it was beautiful. It was really lovely. So that was 2019. And then I told myself in 2020, no matter what, I was going to come back on YouTube and come back strong. And here I am. I am so happy to be back. I cannot tell you guys. I mean, I think I already told you guys, but yeah, I'm super happy to be here. I am ready to create content. Guys, tell me what you want to see from me. Maybe you relate to some of the things that I describe and some of the challenges that I describe. And maybe you've done that thing that I was doing, which is comparison. I was comparing myself to all of the people who are doing so well, and I was feeling like a failure. And you know what? One of the things that I want to say, apart from get back up when you fall, is allow yourself some time to lick your wounds. Absolutely, that's so important. I feel like I wouldn't be in such a good place today if I hadn't taken, I took a whole year, I took 2019, and I licked my wounds. That's what I did. And I feel so much better for it. I have a lot of great content planned for you guys. I really feel like I'm in a great place now, and I would like to help people get to the place where I am at. I have dealt with so much I can't believe the difference between the person who started this YouTube channel and the person I am today, and I really want to share that journey and that growth with you all. So definitely keep watching for more awesome videos from me. Thank you so much for staying with me through all of these updates. Now for this channel, I am going to continue producing content that has to do with sort of being an everyday girl boss, so travel and lifestyle hacks, frugal fashion, all of these things that I've done before. I want to keep doing it and go even deeper, and I hope you guys will stay with me on the journey. And for those of you who have been here right from the start, or even for those of you who just managed to stay until the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time, and I hope that you appreciate my content. If there is anything that you think I should really do a video on, you know, if I've said anything that really speaks to you, or if you look through my past videos and you think, you know, I have this question, she might be able to answer it, absolutely leave me a comment down below and I will definitely try and make a video on that. It's really important to me to make sure that my videos are what you want to see, are useful and helpful and interesting to you. So absolutely comment and let me know what I can do to improve my content and to give you guys what you want. Thank you so much again. Do follow me on my socials. Do subscribe if you want to see more content from me. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.